This Napa Valley winery is so exclusive, it's nearly impossible to visit, even for the rich and famous. Top sommeliers, critics, and celebrities like Jay-Z have failed to gain access. This elusive winery operates under a veil of secrecy, with no public tours, no signs, and its address wiped off Google Maps. Yet, it produces an extraordinary wine that commands thousands of dollars per bottle. Every year, thousands of collectors eagerly await the chance to purchase the latest vintage, but only a select few make it onto the coveted waitlist. Welcome to Fine Wines, where we uncover the stories behind the world's finest wines. Today, we will tell you about Screaming Eagle. It is the most famous cult wine, a rare, highly sought-after masterpiece, crafted in limited quantities, celebrated for near-perfect scores, and revered by devoted collectors. The story of Screaming Eagle began in 1986, when Gene Phillips, a successful Napa Valley real estate agent, purchased a 57-acre property in Oakville. At first glance, the land didn't seem particularly special. The vineyard was planted with a mix of grape varieties, many unsuitable for premium winemaking. However, Gene recognized its potential, particularly the small parcel of Cabernet Sauvignon vines that thrived in Oakville's exceptional terroir. Gene sold the grapes to other wineries, but eventually decided to produce her wine. She brought in winemaker Heidi Barrett, a rising star known for her work with Dalla Valle. Together, they crafted Screaming Eagle's inaugural vintage in 1992, a Cabernet Sauvignon blend that showcased exceptional richness and balance. The wine immediately captured attention for its quality and character. The name Screaming Eagle was inspired by sightings of bald eagles soaring over the vineyard. Screaming Eagle's debut 1992 vintage launched the winery to instant fame. In 1995, Robert Parker published his review in The Wine Advocate, awarding the wine an extraordinary 99 points. He praised its purity, depth, and flawless balance, calling it one of the finest wines he had ever tasted. This glowing review catapulted Screaming Eagle into the spotlight almost overnight. Initially sold for $75 a bottle, the 1992 Screaming Eagle quickly became a sensation on the secondary market, where bottles sold for thousands of dollars. Its unmatched quality, extreme scarcity, and Parker's glowing review solidified its status as the ultimate cult wine. In 2000, Screaming Eagle achieved a landmark moment at the 20th annual Napa Valley Wine Auction. A 6-liter imperial bottle of 1992 vintage was sold for an astonishing $500,000. This sale set a world record for the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold at the time. Proceeds from this record-breaking sale went to Napa Valley charities. This historic auction not only showcased the unparalleled demand for Screaming Eagle, but also solidified its status as a global luxury wine icon, celebrated for both quality and exclusivity. As Screaming Eagle's fame grew, so did the challenges. By the early 2000s, the vineyard faced issues with leaf roll virus, a disease that threatened grape quality. The winery's small facilities also struggled to keep up with growing demand. Gene Phillips realized significant investment was needed to sustain Screaming Eagle's reputation. In 2006, she made the difficult decision to sell the winery. Screaming Eagle was sold to billionaire Stan Kroenke, owner of the Los Angeles Rams and Arsenal Football Club. He modernized the winery's facilities to handle demand without compromising quality. The vineyards were meticulously replanted, addressing the leaf roll virus issue. Renowned consultants like Michel Roland were brought in to refine the winemaking process. Screaming Eagle's main wine is Cabernet Sauvignon, which makes up the majority of the blend. Other varieties such as Cabernet Franc and Merlot, often included in small quantities, depending on the vintage. The flavor profile typically includes dark fruit notes like blackberry, blackcurrant, and plum. With age, the wine develops even more layers, with some vintages showing hints of chocolate, tobacco, and cedar. The texture is often described as velvety and smooth, with fine tannins that allow the wine to age beautifully. The vintages that received the maximum score of 100 Parker points and thus offer absolute perfection in every detail are 1997, 2007, 2010, 2012, 2015, and 2016. But if you unexpectedly get your hands on another vintage, don't hesitate. There are no bad Screaming Eagle vintages, only slightly less perfect ones. How long is Screaming Eagle's waiting list? The answer to that question is almost endless. In one of the very rare interviews he gave, the winemaker of Screaming Eagle estimated the waiting time to be about 12 years. Those on the list are required to buy 3 bottles of Screaming Eagle and bottles of The Flight, another wine they produce. Rarely does anyone turn down this offer because they can easily resell the wine on the secondary market and make a tidy profit. The secondary market's prices can vary between $3,000 to $4,000, depending on the vintage. Does Screaming Eagle have a second wine? Yes and no. Until 2015, Screaming Eagle made a wine from younger vines called Second Flight. However, this name was changed to The Flight in 2015, mainly because the wine became more and more Merlot-dominated over the years, and the name Second Flight could suggest that it was a second-rate wine. And second-rate is not a word that anyone would dare to associate with Screaming Eagle. The fact is that The Flight is sold at very different prices, at around $1,000 per bottle. In addition to the 2 red wines, Screaming Eagle also produces a white wine from Sauvignon Blanc grapes. Entirely in the tradition of Screaming Eagle, this wine is extremely rare and quite pricey. Only 30 crates would be produced each year, which would also be sold in private circles, with the request not to resell the bottle. Oddly enough, a few bottles of Screaming Eagle Sauvignon Blanc do occasionally turn up, and the prices reach $3,000 per bottle or more, depending on the vintage. Screaming Eagle has sparked plenty of debate in the wine community. With prices reaching thousands of dollars per bottle and highly limited production, it's a symbol of luxury, but also a source of frustration for many enthusiasts. Critics argue that its reputation relies more on exclusivity and hype than on taste, while the booming resale market raises questions about fairness and authenticity. Is Screaming Eagle truly worth the fuss, or is it just a status symbol? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more wine discussions.